Tutorial time. Today I want to show you 5 features of Adobe Premiere Pro that you probably didn't even know and that you should start using today. I want to say that I will show you the feature straight away and then I will tell you why this feature is very helpful in video editing. Also consider to check the description tab because you will find some timestamps for each individual subjects we will cover. And the first thing I want to talk about today in Adobe Premiere Pro is how to show a preview thumbnail of each individual clip in the project panel. So as you can see, I've got a lot of folders and a lot of material which I filmed for this specific project. We need to double click on the folder we want with the material we need. So I go to this specific one, is just an example, and the new bin will pop up in the same project panel. I just dive deep in, Blackmagic, this is the folder I want. So I double click on this folder and now very simple at the bottom of the project panel, you want to switch from list view to icon view or free form view. Let's go to icon view and straight away you will see a preview of your clips. So each individual clip will be shown right here. Very handy in particular because you can hover your mouse on the clip, on each clip, and see a video preview. You can actually play the video just by scrolling your mouse from left to right on the clip. In this example, I was working on a review for a tripod and I'm talking about the tripod. So by activating each clip preview, I can see what I'm talking about and take the B-roll clip I need. And then we jump to the second feature I want to cover today. And as we're talking about thumbnails, I want to cover how to show thumbnails on the timeline actually for the clips. To do so, we want to go to the timeline, activate it, and extend the timeline with plus so we can see each clip a bit bigger, and also by holding Shift plus to expand vertically the timeline and the clips. There you go. As you can see, I've already activated this option. But if you want to tick it off or on, we want to go here in the timeline in the settings, display settings icon, click on it and go to show video thumbnails. Here we go. Now they are deactivated. If I want to see what's going on the timeline in terms of clip, I just go back here and tick show video thumbnails. This is very useful to see the very first frame of each individual clip and know already what the clip is about. If you don't want to watch the whole video, this is a very quick way to understand what's on your timeline. Feature number 3, very useful for me when I work on big projects, films, music videos, when I've got a lot of footage of my timeline. It's how to show duplicated frames on the timeline. We can decrease as well the size of the timeline, doesn't matter. To activate this option, we go to the timeline settings once again, and we just scroll to show duplicate frame markers. And now it's barely noticeable right now because I decreased the size of the timeline, but you will notice these clips with the blue line in this example, or also there's more here. You will see these yellow clips with the red line on top. That means that these two clips are exactly the same. And as you might know, it's always better to use original content in your videos and not to use duplicate frames. In this way, it's very clear to understand what we used twice. But that's not only it. What this feature does is to show me exactly the same frames used of the same clip on the timeline. For example, if I extend this first clip, I can see the part of this clip hasn't been used on the timeline yet. From the beginning of the clip to the beginning of the red line, I haven't used this specific time of the same clip. So what I can do is to crop it and chop it before the red line starts. And the next feature I want to show you is how to use a comparison view here on the program panel. There's different ways. One is to right click on the program panel and scroll down to display mode and choose comparison view. And the program panel will be split into two. One will be your reference monitor and one your current monitor, which represents your timeline. Now on the reference monitor, you can choose any frame of the timeline and use it as a reference for the other clips. That was the first option. I'm going to right click on it and deactivate it once again. So go to composite video. The second option is to go to window and actually open up a new panel which is called Reference Monitor. There you go. So this is the difference between the two options. In the first one, you will actually have two monitors inside the program panel, but with the reference monitor, this is a completely different panel. And once again, you can choose a specific frame of the timeline and use it as a reference. And then you can still scroll through the timeline on the program panel. I'm going to close it here. And the third option is to go to Window and choose Lumetri Color. Now, when we have the Lumetri Color panel open, we want to scroll down in Color Wheels and Match. And right here, next to Color Match, you will find the comparison view, which is exactly the same as the first option I showed you. And you just click on it to deactivate it once again. So the reference monitor is very useful when you do color grading in particular. As I mentioned, you can take a specific frame of your timeline, working on it, and use it as a reference throughout the video. Otherwise, if you don't use a comparison monitor, it's very hard. You need to go frame by frame, clip by clip, and try to remember the color grade you have used in the original, in the reference clip. Fifth and last feature we're going to cover today is how to highlight a specific panel, but also how to enter the full screen for your program panel. Very simple, it's just the press of one of the keys on your keyboard, and actually is the grave accent. So let's say we have a small monitor as I have today. We don't have much space for our panels, and let's say I want to focus on the timeline for now. I activate the timeline by clicking on it, and then I press the grave accent. Boom, I'm full screen inside my timeline, and I can now work and see the clips properly. To deactivate it, you just press it again and you go back to your full workspace. And that works for each individual panel. So if I want to go here in the project panel, for example, I activate the panel, press the grave accent, and I'm just working in the project panel. I deactivate it, and what if I want to see a full screen video, the preview of my video? Well, I press on the program panel with the mouse, press the grave accent once again, and I'm full screen inside the program panel. So I can just watch my video right now, full screen. But I'm going to show you a second way, because with this option, we can still see all the names, the tabs, and the buttons of the program panel. What if we want to enter a cinema view instead? So I'm going to go back with the grave accent, still in the program panel. This time I'm going to press Control and the same accent. And there you go, you are entering the full screen cinema mode with the black bars, and you're just focusing in previewing your video without distractions. And that's all, guys, for today. I hope these tips were very useful, and if they were, consider to hit the subscribe button. And also, I'm waiting for you in my courses. I have a few courses coming out, and a few came out already about video making and video editing, so definitely go and check them out on my website mamaware.com/courses. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and share the content with your content creator friends. I will see you in the next video. God bless. Okay.
Seems all good times come and go your way. Child memories fall under rolling.